at the bottom of it. It looks disgusting, by the way. And he's also able to show me at this point that some of these follicles have more than one strand of hair, which is a great thing. Okay, some of them had three. I think three was the most that he showed me from one single hair unit being pulled out, right? And then came the second part. So extraction was first, and I didn't remember this at first, but the second part of the procedure was the poking of holes. So they extract the healthy hair follicles or grafts, and then they go in and they poke holes in all the areas that they will be applying hair. That has to be the second part. This part was terrifying in thought because you think about it this way. They're going to be taking a needle and they're going to be basically pressing or putting or inputting 1,800 holes in your head. Now think about that and tell me you don't get a little nervous. So I thought that was what's going to happen. It sounded, I took it at face value. I said, oh, this is not a good sign. This is going to be terrifying. But my head was still extremely numb at the time. So when she's going through it with this needle or whatever she was using, and she's going crazy, by the way, she's going crazy. I'm like, yo, you might want to slow down. She is poking holes everywhere. And it did not hurt even the slightest of bits. Okay, there was no pain whatsoever. And I'll tell you, it's the weirdest thing because you hear her poking holes in your head, but you don't feel anything at all. Thank God for the person who created anesthesia or numbness or whatever. I just want to give them and their family an extra thank you. And Lord, may you bless them because they are changing the world. They have already changed the world. Okay, look. So the assistant is poking all these different holes, and it's the weirdest sound. I don't know if you've ever ate Captain Crunch, but imagine grabbing one of those little kernels of Captain Crunch and poking a needle through it over and over again until it just crumbles. But initially, when you're hearing that little crunch, that's what it sounds like. It's like this crunching sound throughout your scalp. And once that was over, then we finally got to the third part. So that was what it was. It was the extraction of hair. Then it was the poking of holes, and then finally to the emplacement of the hair follicles or grafts. So that's the 3-layered process. And after the holes were punched, I was pretty much done. Okay, I was like exhausted, and I remember asking the doctor. I said, "Hey, can I get my headphones? Can I get some? I need something to take my mind off just sitting here." It wasn't the pain. It wasn't any of that. It was just the boredom of just sitting still for 8 hours. I mean, sit in the chair for 8 hours. That's going to be tough by itself. Now, sit in the chair for 8 hours while somebody is poking on your head and pulling your hair. That's even worse, right? So that's kind of what it was. And luckily, I was able to use my headphones. I had some classical music. I was able to zone out a little bit. All right. And I ate lunch after that point. Had a nice little cheeseburger. I'm telling you, it's something about free food that it just tastes